Do you remember when Trevor Manuel was the Minister of Finance, there was an email address called Tips for Trevor, where South African taxpayers could send their suggestions through to Trevor Manuel for what he should do with his budget. In 2009, Deploy sent the following in. He said, "Please be a little more lenient on the tax on whiskey for the old folks. We have so little to enjoy. Things that used to happen after dark no longer happen. All we have left to enjoy is a little entertainment before supper." And the tax that Deploy was talking about is excise duties. Today we're going to talk about rebate item 62108, which gives relief of excise duties on the manufacture of disinfectants. My name is Donald Mackay from XA International Trade Advisors. So we need to take a step back and first understand what an excise duty is. These are what we often call the sin taxes. These are the duties paid on luxury items, and they're paid whether you manufacture the item locally or you import it. Every time an alcohol manufacturer produces a litre of alcohol, they incur a liability to SARS of 213 Rand per litre. They have to discharge this liability when they sell the alcohol. Now there's been a huge surge in the demand for disinfectants, and there is a rebate item called 62108 which allows you to not pay the excise duty on alcohol under certain conditions. And the particular condition we're going to talk about today is in the manufacture of the approved list of disinfectants. So these are all of the disinfectants contained in tariff code 3808 and includes things like hand sanitizers. So normally what would happen is the alcohol producer would sell their alcohol, and when they sell it, like I said, the duty would then become payable to SARS. If they do not sell the alcohol to someone with a valid rebate license, then they have to pay that excise duty over. If the alcohol manufacturer sells it to someone, for example, who's been approved under this rebate to produce hand sanitizer, what happens is they transfer that liability to the hand sanitizer manufacturer. The hand sanitizer manufacturer will then owe that money to SARS unless they acquit that liability by demonstrating to SARS that they manufactured and sold the items that SARS are allowing to be rebated. If you can't account for this, if the records do not properly reflect what happened, then the downstream producer, the disinfectant manufacturer, will owe SARS that 213 Rand per litre of alcohol they manufacture. So in summary, this is how it works. The disinfectant manufacturer registers for the rebate, and SARS have put up an expedited process to get registered. If you want to find out more about this process, just email us at covid19@xa.co.za. The expedited registration process, however, doesn't alleviate the responsibility to still properly account for everything. And in fact, the expedited process clearly states that anyone who benefits from this rebate still needs to comply with all the other provisions of the Customs and Excise Act. Companies who therefore use the rebate need to keep clear records, particularly focused on two things. Number one, everything you produce. If you've bought 1,000 litres of alcohol, you will need to account for 1,000 litres of alcohol, perhaps in having sold 2,000 litres of hand sanitizer. You also will need to show not just what you've produced, but what you have sold and who you have sold to. So keep your records tight. The expedited process doesn't give a description of what the record keeping requirements are, but a good start would be to be absolutely certain that you keep your production and sales records in order. SARS will almost certainly audit everyone who's claimed a benefit under this rebate afterwards, and at 213 Rand a litre, that would be a very expensive mistake to make if your records are not in order. SARS will also levy fairly stiff penalties on top of this, so getting it right really matters. Now, this rebate is not to be confused with rebate item 41211, for which we have a different video up. So that rebate is particularly for essential items in the fight for COVID-19, and that's a predefined list. We'll be putting up another video shortly that just helps to explain some of the areas I didn't cover in that last video. So there'll be another video up shortly which you can look at, and hopefully we plug those missing gaps. That's it for the alcohol rebate. Remember, if you want to know more, email us at covid19@exa.co.za. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel and ring the bell so that you're alerted every time we put a new video up. Stay safe. Bye-bye.